Hello children, so we are back with our history class and today we are going to begin with a new chapter, but before we begin with a new chapter, let's talk about what we have covered so far. Class 9th history, in class 9th history so to speak, you cover the biggest portion, in fact everything you cover in one go. Like we began from Indus Valley civilization and we talked about other river valley civilizations. Then we reached to Vedic age. We talked about Mauryans. We talked about Buddhism and Jainism. We read about religions. We read about reform movements. And you saw the upheavals of the time. What we have read in the content. And these pages, max to max, you have covered 100 pages so far, children. But can you imagine in 100 pages how much time you have covered? When they are writing history, they are covering one king in one page. But do you think history of hundreds of years can be written in that page? No, it can never be. So we can never be limited to what is written in the book. We have to rely on other sources also. Other sources, why? History is very boring, cumbersome, difficult to understand, difficult to learn. It's not like that. You have done 2 assessments and you saw the kind of questions which are asked today in history. History is no longer, that subject which used to be, which you remember, which you learn, No, you need to understand. And when we talk about history, we don't talk about somebody else, we talk about our own history. We just celebrated Independence Day, 74th. And this is the right time when we have to talk about, when we have to look back, so to speak. We have something which can be proud of. The whole world revered us. Whatever science and technology other countries claim that they had, began with, it was done way back in India. I keep talking about these things to you almost in every video. Because we are kind of cut off from the history. Last class, in the end, I showed you a video in which we looked at the faces of some of the great people who changed the face of modern India. But if we talk about modern India, we have to relate it with ancient India. We are fortunate that we belong to such a country where we have history written in the before Christian era. So we were full-fledged civilization even before all this happened in the Western countries. And now in this chapter we'll be talking about in AD, Anno Domini, in the year of God, 4th century so to speak. Then we cannot wash off what we have done so far. Today, if I talk about what is the dream of the most of the children of India, I keep talking to children and they say they'll earn an undergraduate degree over here and then for masters they'll go abroad. Some of them want to settle also over there and there are so many things. But do you know, ours was the country where way back in ancient time period, foreign students from foreign countries, they used to come to study in India. Then and now where we have come. I'm not criticizing, but don't you think this is the time when you also have to look back and see when you have got the opportunity? Not everybody gets this opportunity to learn about ourselves. This is our history. History is not a subject, it's a story. It's a life somebody has lived. Yesterday, day before, on 15th August, it begins from 13th August, so to speak. The whole social media, TV, whatever medium you are there on. Everybody talks about those great people who laid down their lives for India. And that's it. As soon as, Independence Day, Republic Day, they are over, we forget them. Uri, I'll talk about this movie made 500 crores, but this movie was not a movie. It's somebody's story. It's a real incident which happened with somebody. Some people lost lives over there, and their lives will never be the same. So we are not talking about, we cannot stand in the corner and look at these things. We need to get involved, and to get involved you need to know about these things. We read about Buddhism and Jainism. They might be, some people can call them chapters, but they were not chapters. These things happened in India. I repeatedly said that still there are many countries in which Buddhism is followed, and you see traces of Buddhism whenever you visit those countries. But in our own country, Buddha is not revered that much. This was we call this Reformation movement, but it was a revolution which changed the thinking of a generation. If we talk about foreign travelers, so to speak, then we talk about two majorly, Huensang and Fahin. And in this chapter, you're going to read about Fahin. So I would like you to see, it's a very short video, but I would like you to see who Fahin was. Look at this video, then I'll talk to you again. Thank you.